Starting, and we are live. Howdy do, buckaroos. I am Tom the Beer Whisperer, hanging out outside. I've got a new beer from Mother's. Their Loop-de-Loop New World Lager, 5%, 24 IBUs. And I'm being joined today at the Beer Whisperer Pub for this session by Todd Renn out of Sellersburg, Indiana. Hey, Todd, how you doing, and what are you drinking?
How's it going, Tom? I am drinking a beer from Sun King Brewery up out of Indianapolis. It's called All Ride, All Ride, All Ride. It's a ride IPA. If you can
Oh,
see
wow.
the can there. And it's fairly new. I think it's only been out. Originally, it came out, I think, back in March, and it was on tap only at their tap house. And then they started canning it. So it's not been out in cans too long, maybe a month or so.
I am a fan of the rye IPA. I just like the spicy qualities that the rye beer gives to an IPA.
I'll pick this up as a 4-pack, and I've had one. So this will be the second. I actually tried one last night, and or maybe it was Thursday night. I think it might have been. Yeah, it wasn't last night. It was Thursday night. Uh, so I'll keep one for you if you'd like me to send you one. It's free to try.
Yeah, I'm keeping one of these for you as well.
Okay, comes in a 16 ounce 4-pack. I think it was gosh, I bought a couple other things too, so I can't remember. I think these might have been like $11.99 or something. So not terrible, but not great either, I guess. It's a 6.5% and 64 IBUs, which I looked up. I looked a tad up on just a little bit ago before we went live because it's not listed on their can.
That's pretty normal for the style, yeah.
So it says rye IPA brewed with crystal hops from Michigan for a pronounced darkness, citrusy, bright character, and an agreeable spiciness that plays well with its raw malt base.
Very nice, very nice. I do
So
like the. I do like a. Yeah, I do like a rye IPA. I gotta tell you.
comes out a nice yellowish, light yellow color. You can see it there, kind of an orangish yellow.
Oh yeah, it's a little
Golden,
cloudy.
golden, yeah, cloudy. Yeah, I can't see my hand through it, so.
Well, this is a nice lager. It's very crisp, very clean. I've had a couple from it already. Kind of a nice golden. And you, I'm using my right-handed mug.
Yep, I see that.
I'm using my right-handed tankard here. It's nice. That's what the style's supposed to do. Nice bready malt, a little peppery on the hop end. It's just a nice, crisp, clean, easy drinking beer. Perfect for days like this where it's about 100 with the heat index.
This one smells nice. It's got the nice spiciness, from the rye that you can definitely smell it on the nose. It's a good balanced beer. You get some of the hops in the end. You get a little bit of that citrusy that they say, some orange and really not so much grapefruit. I don't think really just more of an orangey, the citrusy flavoring to it. And then you do get the nice balance from the rye, the rye the rye base that they have in it. It's a nice beer.
So when I was out there about 3 years ago, Charles Lewis gave me a beer from Sun King. I believe it was the Osiris. Is that right? Am I saying that right?
What was that again?
I think it was the Osiris IPA.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's not a bad one. They make
No, that
some.
was nice. In fact, I wish I'd have bought. I was grabbing a few things, and there's some things I overlooked. I wish that was one I'd have picked up. It was a very nice beer.
Yeah, that's one of their standards that you can get. The one thing with Sun King is they don't. They're not one of these breweries that brew a shit ton of stuff, just to be having something different all the time. At least not in their packaging that they send out. They have 5 or 6 mainstays that you can pick up at the liquor store. And everything they do is good. It's nothing over the top. It's just a good standard style stuff that they make.
There's nothing wrong with being solid and consistent.
No, I agree.
Overlooked in
I
the
agree.
craft beer world. Everybody wants something that's over the top, but doing things right all the time, I think, needs to be noticed as well.
And they bottle and can. They bottle and can everything at their brewery there in downtown Indianapolis, which is one of the stops that we did make while we were there a couple months ago, doing a few of the brewery hopping while we were up there, and pretty cool place. Unfortunately, the day we were there, they weren't doing any tours of the brewery, so we didn't get to take a tour or anything. But their little tap room is right in the middle of their warehouse, basically, so you get to see some of it in action as you're there drinking some beer. So,
well, how far is Indianapolis from your neck of the woods then?
It's about, I think it's about 105 miles from where I'm at here. So it's
okay. Well, that's not too
hour and 40 minutes if you're driving the speed limit.
Yeah, I was going to say it's less than a 2-hour drive. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
You can even do that as a day trip.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Me and my wife go up every now and again and just do like an overnight stay, and just kind of walk around town. Indianapolis is nice. It's a nice downtown. I don't know if you've ever been there or not.
No, I haven't. I've always wanted to get in that direction, but I haven't been in there.
Yeah, it's a nice weekend stay. If it'd be a good little weekend drive, for you and your wife to go if you wanted to ever do that.
Now you all are right on the tip of Indianapolis, right next to Kentucky.
Yes, yeah, we're right across the river from Louisville.
Yeah, I mean you're just a few minutes from Louisville.
Right. Yeah. Our exit, the exit from the highway to come to my house is like exit 6. So, exit 6. Actually, it's exit 7. So we're only seven miles from the bridge.
So do you venture into Louisville often?
Not as much as I should, or probably, right now they're building bridges and there's a lot of construction going on, so it's kind of a pain in the butt to get back and forth sometimes, depending on where you're going. So right now I've tend to stay away from it a little bit until they get a lot of that construction done. They got the new bridge open now, but it's built right side by side of the old bridge. So the new bridge is open, and they shut the old bridge down to do some maintenance and repairs on it. So it's still down to one bridge. So it's just kind of a mess. Yeah. And they reconstructed a lot of the highways. And what's that?
They've got some nice breweries out that way too, huh?
In Louisville?
Louisville, yeah.
Oh yeah. There's some. Against the Grain, you've got right downtown, which is literally 10 minutes from my house, 15 minutes tops, probably, depending on traffic. And which you've had some of their stuff. That 35K I sent you, Against the Grain.
Yeah, that was a nice beer. That was a very nice beer.
And their brewery actually sits inside, kind of on the corner of the minor league ballpark in Louisville, the AAA Louisville Bats, which is the farm team for Cincinnati. So their brewery's right there. Yeah, so the brewery's right there inside the stadium. Well, not really inside the stadium because you can get to it from the outside, but it's linked in to the stadium. You can go through the brewery and get inside the ball field. So it's a nice location. And then they're probably the main one, or I'd say the biggest one in Louisville that actually does a lot of their own canning and bottling and distribution. And of course, you got Falls City, and then you got probably 8 or 10 others that's popped up in the last 4 or 5 years. That's mainly just brew, go to their tap house and have beers that they don't can or bottle anything. So,
I find it interesting that seeing these articles posted, and the paranoid part of me thinks that they're macro generated, but you keep seeing these posts on social media predicting the impending doom of craft beer, and yet they're opening up all the time.
Oh yeah, they're popping up everywhere. We've got a couple over here in Indiana, right before you get to the bridge, right on the riverfront, actually in downtown Jeffersonville. There's a couple of brewery. Well, Flat 12 out of Indianapolis has a tap room right there on the river, which is fantastic.
Yeah, those
And
flat 12 pool beers that you sent me were just amazing, man.
and they're supposed to they're supposed to be brewing down here also, but they haven't started brewing yet, to my knowledge. So it's just a tap room, and all they have is their own, but they'll have anywhere from 12 to 16 taps going at any given time, and it's all Flat 12 stuff.
You know, I mean, it stands to reason that not every brewery that's opening is going to make it long term, but I think there's just too many openings to think that there is a bull that's going to burst at some point. I think that notion is ridiculous.
You think it will or won't?
Now, I think the idea is ridiculous. I think at some point it has to go off. My daughter just showed up. You know, but there are so many. I think the notion that at some point it's just going to go poof and they're all going to go away. I think it's just ridiculous. It's just crazy paranoia.
Well, I think, and we've talked about this before, I believe, on a video or just BSing off live. The thing with a lot of these breweries that are popping up is they're not just breweries; they're also fantastic restaurants as well.
Yeah.
And the beer just kind of goes along with it, you know. So even if in my opinion, I think if I don't think one is holding the other up. Most of these places that are opening up could be standalone restaurants without it being a brewery, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that's a very fair point. And I think a lot of, to see how I put this the right way, I think a lot, I think not everybody is looking. I don't think everybody that opens a business or a brewery is looking to make $1 million. I think a lot of them are just doing it for the love of the beer business, and you have to make some profit. But I think a good portion are doing it for the love of the beer, and you're seeing a lot of neighborhood pubs and breweries similar to how it was for Prohibition. You see a
Right.
lot of
Yeah.
smaller breweries popping up that aren't necessarily looking to grow and expand and be distributed across. They just want to have their nice, solid neighborhood market.
Yeah. I don't know how it is in your neck of the woods, but here the trending seems to be more people are looking for things to do or places to go, you know, restaurants or whatnot that aren't chained, you know, a chain type restaurant.
Yeah. So anytime something local opens up, people want to go and they want to support that chain.
Yeah.
Craft beer, you want to support your local craft beer rather than some macro entity that's going to crush every small business.
Well, I think too what a lot of people why a lot of people think that it's just going to bust, but I think the generation of beer drinkers now that are coming up, you know, the young guys are starting out more so with the craft beers and not just your Bud Lights, Miller Lights, like I, you know, kind of started out on, or you know, that you probably even started out on, or whatnot.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
transitioned into that.
that's a great point. I think it's going to bust. I think at some point it may level out, but I think they're just opening up right now for at some point for just to go. Okay, we're done now. I just don't think that's going to happen. I think the notion is ridiculous.
Well, I think it's really comparable to the wine industry, and look how many wine companies you have out there. You know, and I don't know enough about the wine industry other than what my wife drinks, but to say how many wineries there are that, you know, I just know when I go to the liquor store and I'm looking for a wine for her, a particular type, she likes Pinot Grigio, there'd be, you know, dozens of choices of Pinot Grigio.
Yeah,
So to me, it's kind of similar, in my opinion, of a craft beer to the wine industry. You know, you've got how many people, you know, it makes a nice IPA. You've got that option to buy local, or you get some of the larger, you know, Ballast Points or whomever founders and stuff that distribute more nationally. You know,
yep, I agree. So, how are you coming on your beer, sir?
I'm about halfway. I've been jabbing my gums too much before drinking.
Well, apparently I was drinking my fast because I'm done. But if you still want I'm going to pop a second beer. We'll make this a 2-beer session.
But you are outside, so I was going to sit outside, but I couldn't find a spot that was good enough to where the sun wasn't either blinding me or I wouldn't show up on the video.
Well, I went out back, but I don't have enough shade out that time of day, so I decided to come out front. I got a little more shade here. I've got a table out here that's got an umbrella, so we're going to call this a 2-beer session.
There we go.
And I'm going to pop, again, but I'm drinking slightly lighter than you. I got a 4.9%, 25 IBU from the Mother's Backyard Beer Collection, the Great Wheat. It's not as shandy, but they say it's shandy inspired.
That sounds interesting. Grapefruit wheat.
It is just, it's one of those crazy crushables. And now I have a left-handed glass. Yeah, my glass. This is from an Ozarks Beer Fest. I don't know. This was like from, I don't know, it might maybe 20 years. Who knows?
I need to give me a couple of those types of mugs.
I like the dimpled mugs. Great for pints.
I've got one. It was given as a gift. It's got my name on it for being in one of my friends' weddings. But I never use it for some reason. I don't know why. I just got it sitting down here in my bar. But outside of that, that's the only one that I really have that's like that.
I like the style. I have several of different, different from different places. I got one the dad got. I don't know exactly when he got it. I think he got it in the early 70s. My dad was a Winston, and on the bottom of the mug it says Winston, but it's actually a thicker glass than this. It's very thick, and it holds time, but it's a very thick glass. So he got it somewhere between 65 and 70. Could have been 70 to 72 or 3. I don't know the exact date on it, but it says on the bottom. But there's nothing, there's no logo on the sides here.
Yeah. And then I have this one that I got at a. Every year they have a festival. It's called Buy Local, and they had this was from 2013 dated. It's like Firestoned. Like a ceramic type mug, but it was
nice.
Handmade. And what they did was they said you could buy these for $20, and it came with like 4 drinks you could get from their beer tent.
Oh, hell, that's not bad.
So I like using that sometimes too because it I don't know, it's a good mug to drink out of. So I use that sometimes as well.
Well, ceramic keeps your beer cold. It's good for styles you want to stay colder longer.
Right, yeah, depending on what I'm drinking. I haven't used it for a long time, but it's good. I'll take it sometimes to my neighbors. They've got a couple of kegs down in their basement, so sometimes I'll take it over there when they invite me over to help get rid of their keg.
That's good neighbors to have. Good neighbors to have. Hey, help me finish my keg. Absolutely.
Yeah, if you're going to twist my arm, sure, I'll come over.
Oh, mercy. Oh. So what's the weather here? Here it's about 100 with the heat index, and it's sticky, man. It's incredibly humid.
Today, actually, for the first day in about, all week probably, has not been, the humidity's died down starting last night, actually. And today it's probably low to mid 80s, I guess. Nice and sunny, but it's not humid at all. But I think it's supposed to kick back in tomorrow or Monday. So last few days we've been in a heat index of 100 plus. It's probably from Wednesday till yesterday.
Yeah, that's where we are. I mean, but I tell you what, today is a little different than yesterday. I do have a breeze just coming up on me right now. Every once in a while, I get that slight breeze, but unfortunately, I don't have it. My patio is situated in the backyard where I'm not getting the breeze from the trees, but right here in the front yard, I can get slight breeze. It makes it a little more bearable.
Yeah, it's not too bad. So imagine the weather that you have is coming our way.
Well, good luck, yeah.
But we're used to it. Well, I don't know if you ever get used to it, but it's always humid here anyway. Usually, starting about this time of year.
Yeah, we can get with weather. I mean, not, we're not Florida humid, but it does seem like it's more humid here than in your chest.
Yeah. So far, though, I can say up until this week it's been really mild weather, and that's not been bad. We've had quite a bit of rain, which is for this time of year is unusual for here. We usually go 4, 6, 8 weeks without having a drop of rain at all about this time, starting about this time. So it's not been too bad. It's been bearable anyway.
Well, I don't want to run this session too long, so any words, Todd? Any final thoughts, wisdom?
No, I'm wisdom. I'm wisdomed out today.
I don't want to thank anybody that's tuned in to listen.
Buy local, drink local.
Todd, we have similar beer tastes. Also share a love of baseball, so it's nice to talk with Todd. Although we get into baseball all the time, because I don't think either of our teams are very well at the moment.
No,
But
mine's got the second worst record in the National League, I believe. So
you
not
can't
much
win
going
them
on
all.
in that one.
Well, anyways, hey, I'm the Beer Whisperer. I want to thank everybody that's joined us, and we are going to sign off.